But John Wooden's teams went on to win 5 of the next 6 NCAA tournaments. At least one player chafed under the coach's iron will.
My dream in life is to play for John Wooden, the greatest coach of all time. I think I was sort of looking for a dad. Of course, Coach was looking for a point guard, and we were kind of ships passing in the night. I kind of sat on the bench for 3 years, and it was a really bitter disappointment for me. Coach seemed kind of a distant and disapproving figure.
He didn't speak to me for 25 or 30 years after he graduated, avoided me completely. It wasn't until he started thinking about that, the things that I learned from Coach is what's helping me become successful.
I thought I had to call him at least and say thank you, and gosh, he was sitting right there by the phone, picked it up right away and asked me to come see him. We spent about 6 hours together that day, and he's really become one of my dearest friends in the world.
For him to feel that I didn't like him was so wrong, because there was nothing about him that I didn't like.
Another UCLA recruit who felt the wrath of Wooden was Sidney Wicks.
Sidney was a prodigy. He was almost a LeBron James type of high school player in LA. Everybody knew him when he was a sophomore in high school. You know, he's already a great prospect, and you know, Sidney had a hard time.
It took me a long time to get up the nerve to go up to Johnny Wooden and say, hey, Coach, listen, I think I should be playing more. Help me understand this.
He'd say, Coach, you know I'm better than Shaq. You know I'm better than Kenny. How come I'm not in? And I said, well, I know that. You know, it's just a shame that you're letting them beat you out because you are better. But until you learn it's a team game and not a game for Sidney Wicks, that's exactly what's going to happen.
And if you understand that, you'll be okay. And if you don't, it may be a problem now. So I said, I'm going to go home and try to digest it and then come back tomorrow. And now it's up to me.
And then his junior year, it just sort of clicked in, and he became a great player and eventually the best player in the country.
Wicks was voted the most outstanding player at the 1970 Final Four. A year later, in his All-American senior season, as the final seconds ticked away in a 68-62 win over Villanova for UCLA's 5th straight championship, Wicks had a message for his coach.
That was my moment. I was like so overwhelmed with emotions, and I had in my mind to walk over to the coach and say how I felt about playing for him. And I was able to do it, which was cool.
And he said, congratulations, Coach, on another championship. Thank you, Sidney. And then he turned and went away again and got about halfway out. And then he turned and came back on. He leaned down and said, Coach, you know you're really something.
I'm watching it, and, you know, I don't know what's being said, but I know it's a wonderful picture.
You're just unbelievable, and this experience has been unbelievable, and I just want you to know that it was an honor and a pleasure to play for you.
Seeing that photo makes me recall it happening and how he brought tears in my eyes just by saying that one remark. That photograph always meant a lot to me. It's really my favorite photograph.
It was me coming from my heart, and it's very pleasing for me to hear that, you know, it affected him the way it did.
Sometimes the image of a dynasty is revealed in the face of a master, humbled by the gratitude of a pupil.